Welcome to the super fun game review podcast. Go Mega Ultra Between Review Show. Down. Welcome to MUBRS. Tonight, we are going to be focused on the retrospective of the Nintendo GameCube.
So, the amount of fucking vines that came out of that.
I know, right?
God, yeah, absolutely.
I miss Vine so much.
Me too. But first, a word from our sponsor.
From our sponsor,
Deep Creek Glassworks. WORX.
Since 2013. Yeah, Deep Creek Glassworks has been making awesome, handcrafted, durable works of art out of glass.
Get some glass for that ass.
Harry's got the fucking Donkey Kongas over there fucking banging on his mic.
Yeah.
I didn't even touch it.
You're banging, Harry.
On a trash can.
Drumming on a streetlight. Deep Creek Glassworks.
So I will say, at least for our Southeast PA people that is getting into craft show season, it's coming out and about, so be sure to check out their website, deepcreekglassworks.com, work spelled WORX, for dates of where they'll be. You can also check their Facebook. Their Instagram will have some awesome pictures of things you can buy or spark inspiration of something you may want for yourself or someone special in your life. They also have their Etsy page and a little something for everybody. Your ornaments, your pendants, your glassware, and like I think he
Both
had
of them.
I think he had like a teapot
Yes, both.
at one point. He may have sold that, that was an interesting thing. But yeah, he's always coming out with some new stuff, so you definitely need to check it out.
Some things you could tell your parents.
And
that's a teapot.
Don't we have a code for our valued listeners, Steve?
You know, the crazy thing is, we do. If you place your first order with Deep Creek Glassworks and use our code SUPERFUN, you will receive 10% off of that first purchase.
That's right, 10% off first purchase.
Yes, and that amazing purchase is going to be coming to you with free shipping. Free. In crush-resistant boxes. So once again, that is Deep Creek Glassworks. Work spelled WORX. Go check them out. Today.
Today.
Who let the duck loose?
Alrighty.
Giant corkscrew penis.
So I got a couple history notes here. I don't know if anybody else did some research, but I got a bunch.
Let's have it, Joe.
I actually have very little familiarity with this console, so actually doing the research on it was pretty fun for me.
Oh, there you go.
It's a motherfucking lunchbox.
Enjoyed it.
Yeah. Even had a fucking handle on it.
Oh, yeah.
Who does that? Nintendo does.
So, the Nintendo GameCube began development under the codename Dolphin in 1997, directly after the Nintendo 64 launched.
The Dolphin.
I forgot they called it that.
They always call their systems like weird.
Yeah.
Animal
This is the
names.
porpoise. What?
Yeah.
So it launched in Japan on September 14th, 2001, and November 18th, 2001, which was shitty for them. So they actually delayed it in North America for 2 weeks. And the delay actually made them launch 3 days after the Xbox launched.
Oh, that's
Which
rough.
they already knew they were going to have competition, and that probably did not help.
No, it did not.
They launched with a retail price of $199, which was $100 less than the PS2 and the Xbox was already shipping at. I would note that the Dreamcast had already been discontinued by this point.
Surprise.
Just to give you kind of a time frame reference of this launch.
Yeah.
And in general, you see a lot of Dreamcast ports
Yes.
Because around this time, Nintendo made their partnership with Sega to fuel a lot of their gaming needs for the GameCube.
That makes sense. When I was looking through some of that list, I'm like, oh, there's some
There's
interesting
a
titles.
lot of Sonic titles on
Yeah.
this.
Yeah. So, additional information. So the GameCube actually launched without a Mario game, which is fucking surprising. I don't know.
The only time in history.
It was the first one to launch without a Mario game.
Yeah. It did launch with Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah, we got all that.
However, they knew they were going to be launching without a Mario game at one point. Like, it kind of just kept getting pushed and pushed. And they actually, like, Luigi's Mansion was done and, like, ready for Nintendo 64. And they just never released it because they were like, no, we need a launch title.
We need to hold on to this one so
Yeah.
he can go get that gooey ectoplasm.
I don't want to talk on it too long, but I feel like Luigi's Mansion has become a franchise of its own that's
Absolutely.
gained some notoriety.
Oh,
so-
100%.
Well, it actually
100%.
gave Luigi his own game.
Yeah. Good for him.
Yeah.
Stepping up to his older brother.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck that fat plumber bitch.
On the podcast previously, like, I talked at length about Luigi's Mansion 3. It is a fantastic series.
So the GameCube also used a mini disc, which was approximately 1.4 gigabytes versus the 4.6 gigabytes of space that was on a standard DVD and was being used on the PS2 and Xbox. This was a huge problem for third-party publishers and developers because they hated that constraint. And Nintendo literally was like, we'll just use more discs. And then they were like, well, that's way more overhead for launching a game because I have to have twice as much media and specialty fucking boxes and all that kind of bullshit. And it was not a good scenario for them.
It was not well received by developers.
Yeah. They look cool, though.
I always felt like you were going to break that little fucking thing, though.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, I haven't played like too much of this system, but I remember like, oh, we'll pop X game in so that way we can play. And it's like just holding this tiny. I'm like, I'm afraid to press down to actually have this like pop into where it
you're
should.
like, the opening in the middle is almost as much area as the actual readable space on the outside of it. And you're like, this is not good.
It's getting dicey.
Structurally not great either. So while they were developing the GameCube, they actually really started to adventure out in like all the different areas of where Nintendo would end up.
Yeah, a lot of LSD.
So
MK
the
Ultra.
GameCube prior to launching, they actually had patented and developed motion control technology for it, which they would later use on the Wii. They also initially developed the stereoscopic 3D for GameCube, which they would end up using on the 3DS.
Huh.
Yep.
So that this kind of like enveloped into or developed into some of the more well known
So
things they did.
not a direct success as far as this console goes, but a lot of the research and history that they did during the development of this really panned out for them in the long run.
Yeah, that's good.
The library for this, I noticed when I was looking over the titles, was surprisingly small.
Well, yeah,
It was.
It was like 658 games.
So I was scrolling through the list and I'm like, shit, I'm on the D already. Usually that takes me a little bit. You got to buy me dinner first.
So speaking of that, like I said, it launched in late 2001, right? With like 6 games.
Yep.
And they would not release another game for 6 months until the summer of the next year.
Jesus.
And that's when Super Mario Sunshine came out, which was a huge surge for them.
Is that Nintendo proper, or did it only have 6 games for the first 6 months?
No, that was
Everybody?
So the only first party game that they launched with was
Luigi's Mansion.
it was Luigi's Mansion. Yeah, they had like Crazy Taxi as a launch title.
Which was already
a Dreamcast launch
Yeah.
title.
Yeah. Oh, that was already pretty crazy.
Yeah.
God.
So to put some more perspective into this, right? So the whole console through its whole life cycle sold 21.75 million units. They sold half of those units in 1 quarter, and that was 3 years after launch when they dropped the price to $99.
Oh, wow.
That's probably when I got one. I'll be honest. I think I'm part of that statistic.
Yeah.
You're a part of a
when I
couple
got one
statistics.
too, but I actually even went further and just got a used one.
I think they dropped it to $99 and Wind Waker came out.
Wind Waker came out prior to that.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
The other thing that really sucked for them is, like I said, they launched it at $199, which was $100 less than the PS2. Right around the time Super Mario Sunshine came out, PS2 dropped to $199.
Yeah.
And so it was the same price. And they were just like, well, damn.
Yep.
Sony's just out here like, suck my dick, Nintendo.
Yeah. Also, right around that time right before they dropped the price was when they lost Rare.
Oh.
So
To Microsoft, right?
Yep, to
Yeah.
Microsoft. So that was also like another nail in the coffin of where they were just like, oh, we lost our developer for Donkey Kong and Banjo-Kazooie and, Perfect Dark and,
Yeah.
And they had partial ownership. They weren't a first-party publisher. They were the second party. So like Nintendo partially owned them, but they just kept getting outbid by Microsoft. And they were just like, yeah, we can't do that.
Yeah, when you're running against Microsoft money, that's tough.
Especially when the Xbox was fresh and they were trying to get their own first-party library going. So it was a very interesting time for Nintendo. They had just a ton of things lining up against them.
I mean, I feel like they didn't really have much competition before this, though. Like, obviously, there was the PlayStation and Nintendo 64.
Yeah.
But I still think they really did a good job with Nintendo 64. And I just feel like they got a little bit lazy at one point. And I think this is...
For sure.
It was actually the Nintendo 64 where they got lazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
Towards the end of it, for sure.
it was actually the whole cycle of it, because I did a little bit of research on it while I was doing this. And a lot of developers hated that too, because like disc formats were already out with what we talked about last time with the Sega CD, and the PS1 was out, and there's a lot more you could do with it. And then Nintendo was like, yeah, no, we're still doing a cartridge.
We like our cartridges.
Like read-only memory. It's just going to be a chip. And developers were like, well, that's really kind of a hindrance. And
Yeah, we don't like that.
Yeah, and that's really when Nintendo started digging their own grave. As far as, that goes, and kind of pissing off third-party publishers and stuff. It really started steering them away.
It's part of the reason that PlayStation 2 specifically was so successful, because it's like, oh, do you want a DVD player? Oh, it's like $110. Spend the extra $90 and you get a game console with it. It's like, oh, yeah, this is a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Yeah, because especially then, like, DVD players were just, like, not a thing, really.
Yeah, they weren't. I mean,
Like, the first DVD
weren't
player in
as
my house
common.
was my PlayStation.
yep, same.
Yeah.
Same, 100%.
So other interesting notes, we always kind of bring up peripherals. Some of them are kind of meme-ish, some of them not. They have the game pack for the console, which actually attached to the bottom of the unit.
Is it the thing I have over here?
And then you could put your Game Boy Advance and Game Boy games into it and play them on the big screen.
Oh. Okay.
Want me to bring it over and show you?
You're going to pull it out for me here?
They also had a prod band adapter, which was an add-on. Oddly enough, I thought that was cool. I was like, oh, that's, they're after the Dreamcast. Maybe they'll get it to work.
Check that thing out.
And then, so they sold the broadband adapter, but there was one game that ever used it. And it was Phantasy Star Online.
Oh, my God.
And it was terrible.
Which, I mean, it was also the only game, really, that used it on the Dreamcast. And they were like, yes, this wild success on the Dreamcast. Let's port it over and make its own peripheral.
Oh, my God.
Nice.
He's got the Game Boy Player startup disc.
Hey.
Well, I have one.
The fact that it needs a disc is absurd.
Yes, with this giant fucking monstrosity on the back of it.
Yeah.
God damn.
I'll talk about that when we... Actually, fuck it. We just mentioned it. Let me
We're
talk
talking
about
about the peripherals now.
So it's nothing crazy special, but so I've gone through this cycle where you get that craving just to play Pokemon again, like every 5 or so years. And I seem to play it on a different...
Oh, you have it on there?
No. But I do have it.
But no, so the first cycle I had the Game Boy Color, and then boom, I got the
DS.
the Super Game Boy, so I could play it on the TV.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then at this point, I wanted to get it for the GameCube, and I actually drove to New Jersey to get this because I there was
Really?
the nearest GameStop. Actually, it wasn't even a GameStop. It was a it was just some like one of those trade-in.
Like
Why,
a pawn
what?
shop or whatever.
Was there something on it?
No, it says powered by ATI.
Yeah.
Which is funny.
Oh, okay. But But yeah, no, I drove to Jersey and like center Jersey to get one of these things. I made him hold it for like 2 days until I could make it down there.
That's funny.
But yeah, no, that was like my like third craving of like Pokemon, and then the most recent I bought 2 of those fucking DSs, and yeah, so we'll see what the future brings for my next gotta catch them all moment. But no. So this thing it does when you boot it up, you can change like the border on the screen. There's like 20 different options. Well, there's probably not 20. There's several. Yeah, it's collecting a little dust there.
Yeah. Wipe it onto all of our beers. Thank you.
Son of a bitch.
I don't know. I thought it was
Smells
one of
like
the coolest attachments. I thought it was pretty neat. This actually got me because I was playing Gold, but then it deleted all the old data and it wouldn't retain any data, and that's when I discovered that they had like little watch batteries in them.
Yeah.
So I ordered a special screwdriver.
Oh.
It's like a star formation to unscrew the. It got pretty involved at one point. Yeah.
This guy over here taking apart 3 screws, and oh my god, it's the
Oh, it's
worst.
so in depth.
No, but I don't know.
I'm working with my hands.
Do you see what these hands have seen?
I'm doing deep technical work here, replacing a watch battery and a cartridge.
Hey, that would make me feel good too. So that's okay.
I just felt like I had to do a lot just because I wanted to play Pokemon.
Yeah, no,
That's all.
And
you
you've done it
did.
several times.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very true.
So one other worthy. Well, there's actually 2 really. The first, kind of worthy.
Spell it out.
I kept saying the same thing over, and I'm like, how do I fix this? And I just can't.
W.
So they also had the first party wireless controller, which was the Wavebird.
Oh yeah, the Wavebird.
It was the first party wireless controller for a console. So I thought that was a pretty cool note. And they also had the ability to plug your Game Boy Advance in and use that as a controller, as well as use it for specific games. Kind of like the Wii U had its tablet controller thing.
Yeah.
There were certain games where you had like the same kind of concept where, the main player would be on the Game Boy Advanced and the other 3 players would be playing characters on the TV that couldn't see what they were doing on their screen.
Oh,
I mean, like I said,
yeah.
they did a shit ton with this console that they really just were like, hey, we think we nailed it. It just wasn't the right time, and then they just kind of blow it out of the water later.
Yeah, we fucked up with this console as
Not
a
that
whole,
they really
but
blew anything out of the water with the Wii U. I just want to make that
Yeah.
clear.
No.
Yeah, I was trying to think, like, what was the other console that they really dropped the ball on? And then you mentioned
Wii U.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
Wii U,
yeah.
yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I remember now.
I remember when Wenzel got one of those. He was so excited, and then like a few months later, he's like, oh.
Can somebody tell me real quick? I never had a Wii U, never played a Wii U. What happened that made everybody fucking hate that system?
It was really hard to develop for, so no one wanted to develop dual screen. Like, it was basically like, okay, there's a whole bunch of like niche developers that would do like 3DS stuff where it had the dual screens and things like that in a meaningful way. And then they were like, okay, we have this idea. And it's basically baby Switch. The idea is that this could... It's very obvious that like all of the success of Switch is because of the failure of the Wii U.
Yeah. But we can get into this because we have Wii coming in the pipeline.
Yeah,
too.
we can get into
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
We can
okay,
get into
that's
that
fair.
But yeah,
more.
but at least just to hold you over for right now.
I just figure while we're talking about like
yeah,
subpar
yeah.
systems that
Yeah, we'll get to the Wii U. I got a lot to say about the Wii U. I didn't own one, but Hamill did, and that's when like Hamill and I were like hanging out all the fucking time. So like I've had a lot of experiences with that god awful piece of shit.
okay.
All right. Well, that'll be fun to discuss in the future.
Yeah.
Let me see here. Just let me skim my notes here.
Skip it.
This is the most
Yeah, I
background
think-
we've ever had on a console.
I don't think it is.
No.
That Game Boy episode was ridiculous.
Yeah, are you
It was
kidding
like
me?
30 minutes.
That came out of fucking left field. So we're like, oh, can we even make a full episode about it? 40 minutes later, hey, let's talk about the games.
Yeah. And then 10 minutes later, the episode was over.
Yeah.
So that being said, that's pretty much all the information I had about development and history and things of that nature. We can get into, personal stories of, gaining or acquiring the console or how you first played it and things of that nature.
All right. Well, mine's pretty brief because I have never owned one of these. Kyle Page had one, and that's
Sweet boy Kyle Page.
Yeah,
He's a
sweet boy
Nintendo
Kyle.
boy, though. Let's
Yeah,
be clear.
Yeah. He is a Nintendo fan. But that was pretty much where my experience came out of, was hanging out with him and playing like 3 games on this, maybe 3. I know 1, but yeah, it always seemed like a very neat system, though. I mean, I know it sounds dumb. Having a handle on the back of this thing, so you're like going over your friend's house, you're not trying to like shove it in your backpack or something else. You can just Conor McGregor walk out with like fucking that. And if you have this fucking beast of a thing on it, you can get even deeper swing in there because it adds like the weight of the entire system.
Add some heft on the
And,
end.
and if someone tries to steal it from you, you can just use it as a blunt force weapon.
Yeah.
And just murder somebody with
This
it.
thing does look like it would hold up pretty well in a fight, too.
It probably
does.
would.
Like,
It does.
this
You
thing
just-
looks
yeah.
fucking durable.
That's, to be clear, that's durable, not adorable.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's adorable.
it's adorable, and it could kill you.
Suck yeah. Suck yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean that was pretty much like my
Didn't know that was a thing, but I'm fucking using it all the time now. Skewed.
that, and like when I was like holding the controller for the first time, like they had like the whole other like pad on there too for, what was that, like the C
C-stick?
Yeah, the C stick. I was like, what the fuck is this? I'm like, how am I supposed
It's the most useless D anything in all of
I mean,
gaming.
it's like the second joystick. It makes it like
but
dual
not,
analog.
but not because it's real bad.
Yeah, it is. It is.
It's bad.
It's almost locked to only 8 directions.
Yeah.
I feel. I'm sorry. Are you done your?
I am now.
Go ahead. Finish.
No,
finish.
it's cool.
Okay. Well,
No,
I had
but
some
really,
comments about.
So
the
I
control-
wanted to say. No, really, go ahead. That's about it for my history.
Okay.
All right, I'll just cut in here then.
I just wanted to say really quick before I forget about the controller. I feel like they were like, listen, all the other systems are kind of standardizing their controller to be like left joystick, right joystick. Like we kind of need to like step
Holdable.
in line.
Yeah.
And they were like, but we really love that 64 controller. So they took a PlayStation
Christ.
controller and like meshed it with a 64 controller. And I feel like that is the GameCube controller.
Nintendo hasn't made a regular controller since the Super Nintendo.
That's not true. Well, maybe you could count it as peripheral.
Oh, for
What?
the Switch.
No, for the Wii and shit like that.
Oh, yeah,
they
'cause
have the classic
Wii
controller.
did have like the Pro controller.
It's a Super Nintendo with 2 joysticks.
Sure. I'm just saying there was a really long time.
Yeah.
Until they came out with the Pro controller for the Wii or even the Switch, because the Wii one was kind of bad too.
Yeah, but is that the standard controller?
No.
Then it doesn't count.
Okay.
I mean, it is like the.
It's not the packing controller.
Yeah.
Not for the Switch. It's not.
Yeah, oh yeah, no.
No, it wasn't for the Wii. Like,
Nope.
right
or
off
the
bat.
Wii U.
You were able to
Seriously,
get stuff like later down where it's like, oh, you buy this, it comes with this.
Yeah.
But that's like ancillary. It's just extra. It's not the main one. So yeah, I think that's fair. Probably Super Nintendo or
Yeah, I don't get the controller thing. Like everybody's like, "Oh, it's so great for Smash," and I'm like, "You're fucking crackhead."
You smoking rock?
What are you talking about? Show cut.
A lot of people, I will say, really love the GameCube controller, though.
There's a reason you can use it on the Switch still.
Wow, really?
Yes,
Oh shit.
Yeah.
they actually remade it.
Huh.
Yeah, they
Check that
came
out.
out with like a new model and like a hub, so you could plug it in to like your Switch and like use it on Smash and stuff like that.
Super dumb.
Fucking ridiculous.
Super dumb. The GameCube controller sucks.
Hey Tanner, I'm not getting you Switch controllers. You're just getting GameCube controllers now because they're probably cheaper.
I don't know about that. Man.
It's not the worst controller out there. It took me a while. Like when I played GameCube games, it was an adjustment. I will say
You
that.
mean one?
Oh, yeah.
What's the big button? Is it A? That's like
Here.
3/4 of the fucking
Yeah,
controller.
it's fucking huge. You have like A, B.
Yeah.
It's like,
and then
where-
like around the side of the A is like your Z and X.
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck. There we go.
Yeah,
Harry's,
and the
Harry's handing
triggers are
out
terrible.
demo models here.
The triggers are terrible.
I got third party.
They have 3 buttons on top instead of the
4.
standard 4.
Yeah, the ZL.
We could play some 4-player melee.
I mean,
It's just not good.
to be fair, I
don't
don't
get it.
necessarily like mind like the way it's how it seems like too thin here. Like I feel like I could just take this and
Break it in half.
yeah, exactly. And then from what I remember, anytime because I usually got those controllers,
The Mad Catz ones.
This C directional pad fucking broke. That was like the first thing to die on everybody. Because now that I think about it, I think I actually had a couple friends that at least had this or played it throughout
This is
the
an
years.
off-brand controller right here, and this is a legit one.
Yeah,
you can
yeah,
you can feel it in the buttons. Just touch those buttons and then touch.
Oh yeah,
these
no,
buttons.
I got those specifically just to get 4-player optional.
Yeah.
So I had the
It's
the
very
two.
crunchy.
Um,
But yeah, I don't get it.
the Z button
We're
is
making
what.
a lot of fucking third-party noise here that I'm not trying to edit.
Sorry. But no, the Z button bothers me. Like there's an R2 trigger, an L2 trigger, and then an R1 in quotations. Where's the L1? It just
Now with this controller,
well,
I feel
it's
fucking
L, R, and
triggered.
Z,
It wouldn't.
Yes.
It wouldn't be
Blurs.
seen again for 2 generations.
and even now, it's ZL
And ZR.
and yeah,
yeah.
and
Zol
ZR
and Zor.
and L and R. Yeah, it's stupid, dumb.
Silly.
Get your shit together, Nintendo.
Nah, that's their whole point.
Yeah.
Their shit's all astray. That's their MO.
All right, you guys ready to move into our
No, we
list?
never did personal stories.
No.
We're doing them now.
Yeah.
Okay, well, what's your personal story,
Yeah, we're
Clark?
in them now.
I mean, I played it at a friend's house and then just bought one. I at this point I had been, I was in high school when this came out.
2001, yeah. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Freshman year.
Yeah, I was working, so I bought one.
Okay.
I had a black one.
Okay. I got a purple one. I got a used one from GameStop. I'm pretty sure it still has the price tag on it. I think I got it for $29.
Oh, there you go.
Pretty sure the game I got for it was more expensive than that.
Yeah.
And I literally bought it for one game. I was like, oh, I have to play this game. GameCube purchase. And I never purchased another game.
There you
enough.
go.
I purchased mine 12th grade during broadcast production.
During class. Oh, you had an eBay run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
You were
we-
doing
yeah.
fucking lot of eBay
Well, they
runs.
shut down like everything in that class because of some douchebag.
Yeah, they wanted
you
to
name
film
drop
him.
every other time.
I don't know.
I'm just
I
kidding.
No, we don't know.
I-
It was one of the younger ones, but they were
they
filming.
basically did jackass stuff with the cameras, and then
Oh, I
like the
remember
principals
this.
shut down the entire anything related to broadcast production.
That's
Well,
when
to
they
be
stopped letting
fair,
you bring cameras home and stuff, right?
Yeah, because it wasn't necessarily doing jackass stuff. Because I did that in 10th grade with one of the Shaner brothers, the older one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and
Those guys.
yes. What's that?
Ryan was the older one, and then
Yeah.
Kyle was our age.
Okay, yeah. So Ryan, yeah, that was. I thought it was Ryan Sharon, yeah, because I filmed it and he did the stupid shit. He got kicked out of the class. I got to stay, but the one when we were in senior year was. It's not only that they did jackass stuff. The kid got hit by a car, like fully broken windshield and everything, and they hit the camera and just tore it to shit. So they probably would have been like, all right, wouldn't shut it down because the kid got hurt, but they destroyed school property. So then
Fucking idiots.
Harry and I were stuck in the classroom in the middle of our fucking amazing movie trailer project, and then we just did eBay. He bought game stuff and I bought swords. that was our class.
Yeah, that's basically what we did.
That was a
almost
great time.
The
Yeah.
rest of the year, or
Yeah.
at least a chunk of it, until
remember-
the teacher was like, well, "Maybe we should probably try to do something in the just in the classroom." Or so, I don't know.
Okay, fine. Here's a stop motion animation.
Yeah. But yeah, we did that. That was like half of the year. We were just on eBay every day.
Oh, we did that junior year too.
She was doing it with us, though. The teacher was doing it with us.
Hey, Mert, did you see that new thing they put up?
yeah, I did.
So,
Good times.
Awesome.
Now, do you guys want to move into your
Yeah,
lists?
yeah.
Let's do that.
All right. Top 5s.
Top 5 GameCube games. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first. My number 5.
Yeah. Cool. That's a good
All right.
one.
Steve?
I'll go next.
one of these episodes, huh?
So, very similar, but not exactly the same. My number 5?
All right, Harry.
All right, I'm gonna make a sound.
Okay, good.
The 5 is tough because I
That's why we have
I'm gonna
honorable
go
mentions.
with Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Lockdown.
Okay.
Deep cut.
Have you played that game before?
Fuck no.
Oh,
I didn't even have 5 games.
so this was the kind of like the first tactical shooter I've played since Rainbow Six, like on 64. So it was like a huge upgrade. Breaching the doors was like super unique now. You could do it different ways. You had more control over like the team and organization and everything. It was
an actual Rainbow Six game.
Yeah. Like the early ones are just
Shooters.
It's not a shooter.
yeah. Well, I used to pre-program all the
Yeah.
like teammates to do
Yeah.
all that, but
Yep.
like it was
It was more stealth based and less like.
It was more tactical as
Yeah.
opposed to being a first-person shooter like it is now.
yeah. But it was cool. It was definitely a cool game. That's why it's at number 5.
My number 5 is Sonic Adventure 2 Battle.
I think you talked about this before.
I really enjoyed that game. I played this game at Kevin Pierce's house a ton and just absolutely fell in love with it. And like that's like honestly, this is one of the reasons that I bought the GameCube to begin with. Was this game? I had so much fucking fun with it. It's I don't know. It's just hard to. It's a weird game to explain. It was kind of like Sonic, but there was also a lot of like multiplayer aspects that were completely different than a normal Sonic game. And
Is it like Bomberman-ish or something? Or like.
There was a little more 3D platforming in it, but there was also it like really ran the gamut of like all of the different types of levels that you could see in a Sonic game, including ones where you're like running from an object.
Okay.
So kind of like it kind of like had some Crash Bandicoot like type elements where you're like running from like a truck that's like following you through the streets and stuff like that. Like,
All right.
and there was like this like really cool battle system and stuff like that, and you could raise these like little poof things that I forget what they were actually called, but they were like little globs of goo that you could level up and then like equip them to your character, and you'd be battling better in battles and stuff like that.
Huh. Interesting. All right. I'll start with my number 4.
All right, Joe, how about you?
My number 4 is Super Mario Sunshine.
There you go.
Heralded as one of the worst Super Marios.
I played it.
No, that's fine. Honestly, I don't get the hate for it. I actually enjoy it.
It's not. I mean, it's Super Mario 64 with like the water cannon.
Water gun.
Yeah. I mean, it's.
I think it's
interesting.
actually better than 64, Mario 64, if I'm being completely honest. But
I haven't played either of them in like 20 years plus. So
having played Mario 64 within the last couple of years, really
That was one of
made
those
me
games I should have
hate-
left in the past.
I just fucking hate that goddamn game. I'd probably hate Sunshine if I had to play it right now too.
Probably. It's probably not that much
completely
different if he's saying it's like close to Super Mario 64.
Right.
It might be a little bit easier to control.
I
but
don't remember it being as bad as Mario 64.
the camera was near as bad,
yeah.
which in my opinion kind of like was one of the really big downfalls of Super Mario 64 for me.
Well, that and you had to play on a Nintendo 64 controller.
I never hated that controller.
No, I didn't mind it.
Fucking hate that controller.
Loved it.
My hands were always too big for it.
Harry, number 4.
Man, it's tough. I'm gonna go with I think Resident Evil 0 in this slot.
Okay.
Oh, as a number 4.
Yeah, it So this, this obviously happened before Resident Evil 1, and it ends with like you're like running up to the mansion or something like that, and there's 2 characters in the game, and one of them is reoccurring in Resident Evil 1, and the other is not. So I don't know if that's any spoiler for the game, but
It's fucking 20-year old. They fucking have at it.
yeah.
Fuck bees.
Yeah.
It's fucking monkeys, man.
Yeah, no, it had that like. So I put Resident Evil 0 and Resident Evil Code Veronica in the same boat. They're not that full jump to the Resident Evil 4, 5, 6, but they were like, we kind of want to do something a little edgier than what we did in Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3. And you could tell they added, like, there was a giant scorpion boss or something on a train. And actually, what was really cool about Resident Evil 0 is, like, the whole first part of the game is on a moving train, which was kind of cool. So there's, like, a top floor and a bottom floor, and just like you would explore in a regular Resident Evil game. But it was, I don't know, a cool concept of, I need to go out this window, walk along the top of the train to get into this car. And
Okay.
You and I played a bunch of that.
Probably,
together,
yeah.
when we lived together.
And they had this concept where it was it was a single player game, but it was co-op in the sense that whenever you hit the Z button, that really awesome Z button at the top, you'd switch to the other character.
Yeah.
And sometimes you would have to leave a character in like one area and then switch to the other one in another area.
To like
unlock
open a
a
door to
door,
have the character
yeah.
further kind of deal.
That kind of bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like,
Great. I feel like we just went through that with fucking Shenmue. Or not Shenmue, fucking Onimusha.
Not yet.
Yeah.
really, you thought that about Onimusha?
I'm just saying we had that.
It's not quite the same. Like
This was pretty constant in this game.
Oh, was it?
Like they
Yes.
were always like even
Like North by Northwest constant?
I'm on the left side of the sewer. I'm on the right one. We need to activate both of these doors at the same time.
Oh, yeah,
Run
yeah.
up, press button, switch her to the other person. Run up, press button, open the door.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was
Constant.
that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but a lot of
Okay.
it was like while you're exploring, your partner is with you, giving you cover fire as you're shooting with enemies, which
Yeah.
was really
Interesting.
cool. That
Yeah.
was really cool. Or they'll even get enemies that are facing like they'll face back to back and shoot enemies at different ends of the room. Mm-hmm. So it was cool.
Okay.
It was kind of a cool game.
That's interesting.
Not my favorite Resident Evil, but
Sure.
it's there. It's there. Way better than Village. Actually, way better than anything 4 and up. Yeah. Yeah.
I agree. I
Number 4?
my number 4 is going to be Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes.
Okay.
That was one I did not play.
That is apparently like the collector's
It's really expensive.
game of the Metal Gear series right now.
Probably because it's like the only one that ever came out on a fucking Nintendo.
Yes, but also it's because it's the highest resolution that you can play Metal Gear 1 in.
Oh, okay.
It's because it's a complete remake of 1.
Right.
And it has like you can play as Liquid in it.
Okay, yeah, because I remember there being like some where it was basically 1, but like a 1 plus, where they threw in like some extra features and whatnot.
Yep.
It was always something like on my list as like a big Metal Gear series fan. It just never happened.
I rented our copy at Blockbuster every week with my free rentals until someone rented it after I had to return it, and I had to return it after hours. So it like stayed there for a day, and I was like, I'll just grab it the next time at work. Went into work, someone rented it, never fucking returned it. Blockbuster didn't replace it. I was like, son of a bitch. I was like, God damn it.
I had a feeling, I'm like, oh, this is ramping up. Someone didn't bring it back.
I was waiting for it to hit our used stuff, and I was going to buy it. I actually own 2 GameCube games still, and I don't have a GameCube to play them in.
Gotcha.
But I have the games.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, one of the, I don't even want to say it's actually better than Metal Gear 1 because it's not, but it's up there.
It's a different
take on
it,
Metal
but-
Gear
but it
1,
was
which
still-
is one of my favorite video games of all time. So.
Yes. Number 3,
Steve?
Mario Party. I don't remember which one, but
One of the Mario parties, one
I
of the
mean,
4 Mario
they all
parties
feel
that
the
came
same,
out.
right?
it was
Yeah,
like
they're
4,
all the
5,
same.
6, and 7 on the GameCube or something. I
Yeah.
know there was like a gamut of it, but that was always just like I don't know. That's just always a fun party game to play for the most part.
They needed to fix their fucking shit with the new ones.
I don't know. I just played.
The one for Switch is really good.
Yeah. So apparently it doesn't let you like skip the fucking instructions though every time you start like a new board game. It like tells you how to play the game every single time and you can't just like skip it.
Yeah, you can.
You can?
Yeah.
Okay,
Don't
cool.
believe wherever you read that or was told that.
Cool.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I actually just got to play the one for the Switch, like, recently. I went up to go visit Tanner and his wife, and we were hanging out, and he's like, do you want to play Mario Party? I'm like, fuck, yes, I do. I've just always been a fan of it. I think it's
Same.
just a great type of game to have, like, 4 players be able to get in, be able to play it, and it's like little mini games while playing a board game. It's like, how could you not?
It
Yeah.
would be fun for all of us to play and record a drinking game of us playing Mario Party.
Dude, totally in.
Yeah, I'd do it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We
Yeah.
gotta forget it. I'm sure there's already somebody developed a drinking game around it, but yes, we should do that.
We could do one of the long games instead of like
Oh
the
yeah,
win conditions for really long.
make it as agonizing as possible. 100%.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You need 100 stars to win. Fucking what?
You're not gonna lie. I got 10 fucking stars at the end of the game when I was playing the last one. It was dope. So many fucking stars. Fuck that shit.
Nice.
But yeah, Mario Party.
Harry, what's your number 3?
Man, I really should have put these in order instead of just putting them all on a sheet of paper.
A sheet?
That's
That's a
yeah,
fucking
yeah,
post-it.
I
I have a slice of paper.
He's already having trouble reading it.
I'm gonna go with Super Smash Brothers Melee,
Okay, nice.
number 3. It was a solid game.
Yeah. As much as I hate the controller for it, the game is great.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Meh.
I thought it was really good, and this was we did a Super Smash LAN party at my apartment one time, and I think we had 3 different setups. We had the 64 setup, the GameCube setup, and then
Our old apartment?
yeah,
The
Yeah.
Wii. Someone bring a Wii.
I forget which one it was. It was one of the newer ones, but
Brawl.
I don't know.
It was Brawl.
Was it Brawl?
Yeah.
I don't know. It just seemed like the GameCube version got the most attention out of the 3, though.
Yeah, because
Like,
it's one of the older ones that's not the original 64 one, and everyone fucking just
the-
jerks their fucking cock all over the fucking series.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think there's really much else to be said. It's a great.
Yeah.
It's a
There you
great
go.
game.
Yeah.
Maps are great. Characters are great.
Everything great.
Cool. Clark?
My number 3 is going to be Eternal Darkness, which is one of the scariest games I have ever played.
Huh.
It kind of has that old school Resident Evil vibe, tank controls, and it's pretty overwhelming, but the game fucks with you. So you'll walk into a room and you'll just be upside down, and all your controls are reversed, so you're like trying to navigate like getting back to it. Or you'll walk into a room and the volume will turn down on your TV. Or you'll walk into a room and it'll show you, like, when you save your game at a save spot, it'll be like deleting save.
Oh my god.
It really fucks with you.
That's fucked up. I love this.
in a absolutely terrible way. And it's a game that I never beat, and I feel real bad about it. But my god, is that game fucking scary? Sorry, I have to share a moment from this game.
Yeah, man.
Me and Clay Wickham were playing it at my house, and it was 3:00 in the morning. And you walk up to this bathtub, and you check it out. Nothing. And we're like, okay. We go and save. And then as soon as you save, something shiny shows up in the bathtub. And I was like, huh, that's kind of weird. Walk over, check it, pick something up. And I was like, oh, okay, cool, it's a key. Go to leave the room, and another shiny thing pops up in the bathroom. And I was just like, I must have pressed the button, because you can walk up to something and say, I don't want to take this right now, because you had to manage your inventory.
Okay.
And you'd set it back down. I was like,
Yeah.
oh shit, I forgot to do it. Walk over. I had picked up the key. I walk over, click it. The bathtub is filled. It changes the camera angle. Bathtub's filled with blood. There's a blood curdling fucking scream and like a dead lady in it. And it's like not an FMV. It's a still picture. So it's wildly detailed.
God.
Clay and I scream like little girls at 3:00 in the morning. My mom jumps up out of bed, and she's like, "Oh my god, is everything okay?" He's like, "Yeah, we're going to bed. We gotta go to bed. Done. We're done. I literally like, we just saved. I just turned it off. Yeah, it's a terrifying game. I was like 15, 16 when that happened.
Yeah,
and it was fucking scary.
Check that out.
You used to talk about that game in Rupert's class.
Oh yeah,
all the time.
Yeah, it's seriously that game. I still think about it. I keep seeing rumors that they're going to make a remake of it. Oh my god, if they update the graphics on that thing, like, it is going to be fucking terrifying, and I'm probably going to bring it to the podcast.
You should. Like, I've seen that game around here and there, and I remember all the stories you telling me, and like, I just feel like it feels like one of those games you must play. Kind of thing. And I feel bad that I've never had any experience with it.
The best part about the game is, like, all those things about, deleting the save and stuff like that, it's all random. That is not something that, like, you can read a guide on and be like, oh, don't worry, it's going to tell you that you're deleting your shit. Nope.
Right.
It happens randomly.
Oh, God.
You'll walk into a room and there'll be someone charging at you and it's just a ghost and they'll pass right through you. But also sometimes you walk into a room and there's someone charging at you and it's an actual enemy and they start fucking you up.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it's really...
Jesus.
Eternal Darkness, man. It is just... I really struggled to not put this as my number one, and it's just because the other two games are so fucking good.
Gotcha.
But that game.
That sounds like fun.
My number 3 is Soul Calibur 2.
Oh, and on GameCube it has Link.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think that's the reason I got a GameCube. Because I
We
wouldn't...
played the
Calibur?
fuck out of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Such a great game. And I was like, oh, they have fucking Darth Vader on Xbox or whatever. And who did they have on? I feel like they had somebody.
Heihachi from Tekken.
Yeah, that's right. On PlayStation.
So they had Crash Bandicoot.
I wish they would have had Crash Bandicoot. That would have been fucking awesome.
Yeah. But yeah, that was fucking awesome. I was like, yes, Link, this is amazing.
Was it Darth Vader?
On Xbox?
I thought it was like Spawn or something like that.
Spawn on Xbox.
Oh, was it Spawn? Okay.
Yeah. It was Spawn on Xbox, Heihachi on
Maybe
PS2.
I'm thinking of Soul Calibur 3.
Yeah, Soul
Yeah, I think
Calibur. Soul Calibur 3 had God of War, Kratos. Yeah, Kratos, Darth Vader, and Yoda.
That's right.
Yep.
2 Star Wars and a
It's just fucking,
Kratos.
fucking LucasArts fucking making their money, dude.
They're already
Yeah.
in. It's like, hey, we're already getting some licensing on this. You think you can throw us another one? It's like, we'll throw you the little green guy. All right, yeah, we'll take that.
It's because Jedi Knight Terrakasi was like not a thing. It's a little PS1 gem for you. It's a Star Wars fighting game that no one fucking knows about, but I played extensively.
There you go.
I might be the best Terrakasi player in the world.
God,
I don't know because I've literally never met anyone else that's ever played the fucking game.
So at least in your eyes, you're the best one.
Yeah.
There you go. That's fair to anoint yourself with that title because you're like, well, who else have you played against? Fucking nobody. So I'm the goddamn best.
My uncle,
There you go.
my neighbor, whooped him.
Nice.
You're number 1, Clark. Good job.
Hell yeah. Thanks, Video Update, for letting me fucking rent that gem 3 weeks in a row.
Number 2s.
All right, I'll go first. My number 2 is a game that has already been mentioned. Super Smash Melee.
Nice.
All right.
We already talked about it, so I'm not going to dwell on it. But
Yeah,
really enjoyed it.
I'm curious. So, what's everybody's favorite character from Super Smash?
I was always drawn to Link.
Marth.
Adult Link.
Marth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Marth.
Or Falco.
Falcon Punch.
So I really like
Captain
Ultimate,
Falco, yes.
which has more character. It has all the characters. It's pretty much the Armageddon of the Smash
right.
games.
Wait, what's that now?
Ultimate.
Oh, okay.
I was always a big fan of Richter
Not
from
familiar.
from Castlevania
Okay.
/ Simon Belmont. It's the same character pretty much, and Snake.
Snake was pretty cool. I played a couple for. Was he on Melee? I forget. No, I don't think he was.
Oh no, he was in Brawl.
Yeah,
he showed up
He
in
was
Brawl.
the one after that. Okay.
Yeah, he was in the GameCube one, Brawl.
Nice.
Yeah.
No, I liked.
Brawl was Wii.
Wii.
Oh yeah, sorry, the Wii one.
Yeah.
I was always a NES fan.
Okay.
That's actually what inspired me.
His third jump was so hard, though.
Yeah, but when you got good at it, it was awesome.
Really good. Yeah. The learning curve was ridiculous.
It was.
His little fucking baseball bat.
That because of him being in Super Smash was what inspired me to want to play Earthbound.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Oh, okay.
I can see that.
Yeah.
My favorite thing to always do with like Snake specifically was, you could do his like lay down move, where you could lay down to like dodge an attack, but you could also lay down and put a mine, and it was the same animation, so you never knew.
Yeah.
And you could do that, jump backwards, people would land on it, and as they're in the air, you hit them with a Nikita missile, and just blast them off the screen. That was always like my go-to like defensive maneuver. It was like, mine, Nikita.
Yep.
Now, my number 2, I know it was originally a 64, but I didn't play it on 64, was Majora's Mask.
Okay.
When we reviewed it for the podcast, I think it was actually Ralph let me borrow his system to
You
play.
played it on GameCube?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And yeah, I mean, it's Legend of Zelda titles, and that was one that I did enjoy because it was a very different type of game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but again, don't need to go like too in depth. We talked about it for like 3.5 hours that night.
Yeah. Yes.
That was a hell of an
There's
episode.
a
to
very
edit.
in-depth
a
review
long boy.
of Majora's Mask.
Yeah. Yeah. I will say that was probably one of my proudest edits, though.
Just because you did it?
Yes.
I got through it. Guys.
I got through it.
I made it to the other side. Thrice.
All right. My number 2 is WrestleMania 19. This is by far the best wrestling game I have ever played on any system ever.
Ooh, that's a bold statement.
That's a bold statement.
It is. They have this mode in it called Revenge Mode. And it is the fucking wildest thing they've ever put in a video game. Like, you are fighting 10, 15 guys in waves on top of a fucking boat. And, like, Undertaker's just like, oh, I'm going to do a choke slam off the top of a fucking boat. Yeah. Like,
I mean, this was quintessential fucking WWF time where there was, like, literally, like, oh, I'm going to fucking fill your limo with concrete and shit.
yes.
What are
Yes.
we gonna do? Put them on a
And
boat.
they just and they just leaned into the craziness of what was happening in the WWF at the time, and they just like it's fucking wild. And you could play with 4 people. You could play this revenge mode, and there'd be like 20 fucking bad guys on the screen, and all you had to do was just do wrestling moves until they were fucking just disintegrate off the fucking face of the planet. Like, it was the weirdest and wildest stuff, and like it just fucking blew me away, and it was so much fun. I played it so much. Kevin Pierce and I actually had our own, like, we made it up fucking WWE fucking universe where we had a whiteboard and all of the names of all of the wrestlers, and we would put on pay-per-views, I'm making air quotes, and then like you would move up the rankings and try to challenge for the title with certain people and stuff.
Okay.
And certain people were computers and certain people were us. Like, dude, it was insane. Like, the amount of time that we spent on stuff outside of the game that we could just manufacture in the game was just wild.
Nice. Harry?
My number 2 is Lord of the Rings: The Third Age.
Okay.
It's
They had a lot of different Lord of the Rings games, I feel like, on there.
They did. I don't know how this fits into the series. I think it was like parallel with the Fellowship.
Okay.
Not the Fellowship story, but like the Fellowship group.
Right.
I think it was like an alternate group that was also traveling through Middle Earth that had similar characters. Like, you had a ranger, you had a dwarf, and like
but it wasn't like Aragorn and shit.
no, it wasn't.
Yeah,
No.
they were like,
Generic.
well, not generic. They were
No,
like
it was
a little
John Eric.
Oh, that's John Eric.
Yeah.
I like that. But like you fought a lot of the same enemies and ran into like the same zones that
You were following the Fellowship. You were like following in their wake, pretty much.
or something like that.
Yeah.
But it had like really heavy RPG elements, so like leveling up, gaining abilities, acquiring new equipment, and a lot of the equipment was either, I think you always wanted like first age equipment or something like that, and it would be like different ages of the quality, or this is a second age sword, or this is a fourth age axe, or stuff like that.
Was it what type of RPG was it? I mean, it wasn't turn based.
I think it was turn based.
It was turn-based.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
And-
interesting.
And you could play that co-op because you and I played it together.
And I think it was. I think they did something similar to like Final Fantasy X, where you could swap out party members mid battle.
Yep.
Or something like that, just by hitting a button. But like,
Yeah,
I need a
they would
ranged
jump to the
attack.
back.
Yeah, or I need to bring in a ranged attacker or something like that, and just swap them out.
It would just kill a turn for one of those characters or whatever.
I don't remember. It's been a long
Yeah,
time,
yeah,
but
yeah.
I do remember this game
Interesting.
being like really cool and kind of way above like my expectations of like what a Lord of the Rings game would be at that time. Because I think this was a similar time period when I played the very the action arcadey ones that were like
Hack and slashers.
the hack and slash recreation of certain
Yep.
movie segments, but this was more RPG, more engrossed, more tactical. And I know you're always looking for like a really good turn-based RPG. You might even just sink like an hour and see if this is kind of up your alley.
Interesting.
But it was a really solid game. I never beat it, but I sunk a ton of hours in, and the grind, like I always like the grind when it comes to games like this. And the grinding was awesome in this game. Just running through like the different environments and everything. It is, I don't know, really cool game. I totally suggest checking it out.
Yeah, they had the arcade style game where you were playing as people from the Fellowship. Then they had the Third Age, which was more of the RPG, and then the other one was Battle for Middle Earth, which was their RTS that they had.
Yeah, okay.
So they had every genre covered with
Yeah,
Lord of
That's
the
why I
Rings.
asked which one this was.
It's a hell of a franchise.
Yeah.
It's a-
I was like, okay, they launched a bunch of them. Which one is this? Like,
What kind of game are we going to put out? Yes.
yeah.
yeah, we got Lord of the Rings Racing.
EA finally got the license, and they're just like, what do we need to do? We need to get the Need for Speed Hot Pursuit guys on this. Let's get the Command and Conquer guys on this. And let's get the people that made all of the Star Wars action games on this. I'm like, okay, got it. Like, here we go.
It's a me, Legolas. La, 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 la.
I feel like EA. I kind of remember their logo showing up in Lord of the Rings games, though. They might have done the action hack and slash ones, if I'm not mistaken.
I think they did Third Age, too.
Did they?
I think they did all of them. They
Wouldn't
did.
surprise me.
I know for a fact they did Battlegrounds. I think they had the exclusive license.
Sounds about right.
All right.
Back
right.
when EA used to make good games.
Number ones?
Number one. I need to take a number two.
I'll go first again.
All right.
My number one is a game I've brought up on the podcast quite a few times, I think. Probably more times than I realize. It's the reason I bought the GameCube, Ocarina of Time Master Quest. Fucking amazing. Super infatuation with Ocarina of Time.
Great
And
game.
this is just like the fucking hard mode. All the maps are different. All the chests are in different places.
Oh, that's right.
The puzzles are different. Like the water temple is completely different.
Like the water temple needed to be different.
Seriously.
Nobody could get through it.
No.
Anyway.
Like it's so bad that like at like a Deku stick, like when you're in Kokiri Village when you spawn, is like a one-hit kill.
Yep.
Like just like the Deku plant, just like poof, one hit, dead.
God.
And you're like, I didn't even see the tree die yet. What the fuck?
Well, fuck you.
Spoiler alert. Yeah. But yeah,
Spoiler: Deku tree dies in Ocarina.
Wait, what? No! Son of a bitch!
It's on my to play list.
I've only waited 25 years.
I don't know, you were talking about spoiler alerts
Yeah,
for
I
a
know.
fucking game.
I know.
So, fun fact, Ocarina of Time is one of the Zelda games that I have not beaten.
Oh, okay.
Oh, guess what? Deku tree dies.
God I don't even want to play anymore.
But yeah, I just fucking love that game.
All right, I'll go with my number one because it's already been mentioned on 2s and 3s. Smash Brothers Melee.
Okay.
But I think that also really only stands at number one because that's like the only game I've really played on this.
Sunk real time into.
Exactly. I mean,
It's easy to sink time into.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, it really is. And especially just having like, Kyle had it and then go hang out at his place, and then have a couple other people and then we're all just in a brawl and then moved in with him. So that's just even more until he got the Wii. Then, we kicked it up another notch. But yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Clark?
Mine is a not well-known title, but it is a fucking fantastic game.
Luigi's Mansion.
No. Sega Soccer Slam.
Okay. You were like, not well-known title, and I'm like, I was really expecting Sega Soccer Slam. What is he going to say?
Yeah, no, it's Sega Soccer Slam.
Oh, that game is amazing. See, unfortunately I played it on PS2. So
You played it first at my house before you had a GameCube. You were like, I was like, it was when you were playing soccer in school, and I was like, dude, check out the soccer game that I got. And you were like, oh, I don't know. I was like, just check it out. And you were like, oh my god, this is amazing.
it is so good.
It is so good. Oh man.
God. Every team is a fucking cliche of whatever country that they're from too.
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Over the top.
Yeah, but
It's like the Mexico sombreros.
I don't think
The French croissants.
no,
I think they're all European teams.
yeah, it's mostly European
You get the
teams.
idea.
So there's like a Spanish team.
Oh, the English limeys.
Oh, yeah, there is a Spanish team and
Well, there's a like a
You got something over there, Harry?
Europe, like England, Scotland, Ireland team, which was always my favorite.
Ireland drunks.
I was always the they were like, oh man, what were they? Probably the I think they're Icelandic, Norwegian,
Yeah.
and probably Russian.
Sweden, Finnish, and stuff
Maybe.
like that. Icelandic,
The
yeah.
Norwegian might
Yeah,
be.
we don't mention the R word.
And we're not talking about retarded.
I was going to say
Retarded is a better word to say.
What they're
these
doing
days.
is pretty retarded.
That's the more acceptable R word.
right now.
I just always hear that Alex Jones. I'm kind of retarded.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Really cool game though.
Yeah. Yeah. Sega Soccer Slam was just.
Oh yeah, even like the slow mo kicks where you like power them up and you do like their crazy flips and shit. Oh, it's
Yeah.
fucking
And
awesome.
you could be like.
So is it like over the top where it's not just like regular soccer? They kind of like.
It's like NBA Jam, but soccer.
I was going to say either that or like NFL Blitz, but soccer.
Yeah,
dude.
Yeah.
Where it's just over the top.
Same
Can we
idea.
just play for like an hour one of these nights? Like
I'm down.
Sure.
I'm totally down.
Any of the games you mentioned.
fucking
yeah.
awesome, yes.
Okay, let's do it. We have a GameCube.
have a battering ram?
Well, you probably have Sega Soccer Slam still for PlayStation, right?
Yes, it had
Yeah.
2 additional teams on it, and I think that's why I leaned into the PS2 version.
It also came out like almost a year after.
Yeah.
Oh, the
GameCube
Lithuanian
version.
scrum lickers.
Yeah.
Get in that scrum.
You'd be a part of the Steve Dockers.
It would. No, I'm the Stephen Creamers.
We could do like tournament round robin style. Everybody choose a team. I think you can set up brackets in that game too.
Yeah.
Let's just start with one game first, and then we'll go from there.
You'd want to do a full bracket, full season. But let's do a
Yeah.
full season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's 144 games.
Yeah. You're just committing. I know, it doesn't matter if you like the game or not. You're just committing.
It's just like, oh, fuck, I'm in. Sorry. Well, you did play with, you did do that Mortal Kombat tournament with me in it.
Oh
so,
yeah, it's fucking Mortal Kombat. Hell
so,
yeah.
So I'll give you that. It's fair. I will. Okay.
Harry, number one.
Number 1, the Resident Evil 1 remake.
Okay.
Okay, so let me tell you something about this game.
Oh shit.
Tell
Oh
us
shit.
something
Oh
about
shit.
this game.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit.
Yeah, this is where the fucking bees were in Resident Evil 1. So Capcom is really good at doing the remakes. I have not been disappointed with the remake they did for 1, 2, and 3. I think
They're about to do 4, so we'll see.
yeah, but
Polishing a turd.
Oh, dart the neck.
it's really awesome that they can stay so true to the original game yet still add new elements. It's like they get the best of both worlds.
Both of both worlds.
Yeah,
best of both worlds.
Both of both worlds.
Yeah,
Just they really commit to both.
The
You
boat
got
of the ship store.
You got 2 worlds, and they're the best, and you put them together. The best of both worlds.
Like, but how many games have you seen that they redo and they just like, or movies that they've redone? Like just
Destroy
people,
humans.
People just they just
I know,
destroy
a
everything that was
classic.
good about the original. But like, I don't know, they're just, I don't know. I think it's
Glover comes out.
it wasn't good to begin with. All right, like, let's just settle this right now.
but let's be fair. It is releasing on 420, which is,
Not any better. Anyway,
gonna help.
yeah, the Resident
Is this
Evil
even-
remake is absolutely fantastic. I didn't have it on my list, but it's on my console defining for sure. I know tons of people that bought their consoles specifically for the remakes.
I think I was
And
one of them.
0.
I think this was the game that, like, well, I think I just got a GameCube just because I was on eBay and I was like, oh look, it's $50.
Probably.
But
Been there.
But I
Been
was
there.
we had jobs at the age of 17. You're like, I'm just gonna spend my money on this.
I got no bills.
I mean,
Fuck a savings.
to be fair, minimum wage is not much different now. So
It's
like,
very true.
it was actually
It's very
worth
true.
something then.
Yeah, that was $5.15 an hour.
yeah. Do you remember making $5.15 an hour?
I do.
No, I started at $6.50 when I started at McDonald's.
Oh
Same.
Jesus, no.
Yeah.
I started a couple of years before you.
Yeah,
I started at 6, I think. There.
You start 6 years old, flipping
No, $6 an hour, jackass.
No, sophomore year, $5.15 an hour at Dairy Queen.
Yeah, that's I did.
And then I got fired from Dairy Queen for putting too much topping in the
They're
blizzards.
paying you too much.
Yeah, I know. And then it's like, we're going to need you to pay for the shirts. I'm like, what?
Suck my dick.
Man, my first job was $10 an hour.
Same, but I got that under the table and I was mowing a graveyard.
Mine was not under the table.
My first job was $97 a week.
Working for your dad?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, I was working with my dad.
Yeah.
It was
Sure,
for his
sure.
boss, but like, it was cleaning offices.
Yeah.
It's my dad's whole career, and he was like, "Oh God, I want my son to get into this so bad because it's such a promising future."
And you were like, thanks for showing me this. Fuck this.
yeah. It's
like, cool.
Dad, you've had so much time to do something with your life. What are you doing?
Clean your offices, son.
yeah. Oh,
Harry's
God.
like, fuck, I need to go to college.
yeah. Gotta go to college.
That'd be so
So
much
I
better.
need
I have to
education.
go to
No,
college.
I just go ahead and I'll just go.
I
go
need
with
education so hard.
this. How's that criminal justice degree doing you?
You know.
Not being a criminal.
He knows exactly what not to do.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, you're right. They've really hit the nail on the head for their own remakes where...
Yeah, I think they're good. Like
Yeah.
I know we reviewed 3, right? The 3
Yeah.
remake. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I
think,
thought they did a great job with it.
I think
honestly.
it's also helpful for the fact that it's staying within the same company. Because sometimes
Not,
like...
yeah, they're not farming it out to somebody.
Right. Where it's like, okay.
Also,
They're not all of a sudden being like, hey, Konami, fucking do this.
Yeah.
Konami doesn't make
And all of a
games
sudden
anymore.
it just fucking ends up as Dynasty Warriors.
Where the fuck does giant mech come out of?
I am the president, but not the president. But there's also all the presidents are AI bots. Like, oh, fuck. Oh, God.
Oh my god, and this was planned 150 years ago.
Oh, God, you got all your Metal Gear in my Resident Evil.
That's where Village comes in.
Yeah.
And real quick, if you're listening to this right now, you just need to focus all of your energy on Resident Evil Outbreak Remake.
Oh yeah, fuck. Can we just talk about that real quick?
Just no,
Put it out in the
now's
universe.
Not the time. Just put it out in the universe. Just we need to collectively. Everyone needs to hope and pray for Resident Evil Outbreak Remake, HD remake. Let's go.
Yeah. And just say like I was going to tie this into that, but like how they stay so true to their originals when they do remakes, I just imagine that being just polished to perfection.
Chef's kiss.
God,
But with party chat, and that'll be
yes,
fucking incredible.
Yes, I'll be so hard, so hard.
I see it right now. It's halfway there.
Yeah, I know. I got to cover it up with my hoodie, guys.
Brand new pencil.
Let me see.
Oh, look, Harry popped into the chat.
Yep, it's rigid.
Oh, we got some characters to unlock.
I'm bleeding from my dick, and I'm just at the main screen. Harry, you need something to drink. No, I need Outbreak.
And you know what? They would. I guarantee if they released it, they would
If you
combine.
wanted to, yeah, probably.
absolutely. You get 10 fucking amazing levels. With so many fucking characters. I know you guys haven't experienced this, but there's so many fucking skins.
There are. It's
Jesus
fucking
Christ.
awesome.
Jeez, Harry, there's cum everywhere. Come on,
know,
man.
it's a-
Clean yourself up.
It's
GameCube.
dripping down his legs. Yeah, back to GameCube.
Yeah. Sorry. Just
Cum.
Resident Evil Outbreak. Put it out. in the
Reeling
universe.
it back in.
Well, we were talking cat cum, so.
Yeah. Oh, just real hard. Just real hard.
All right, moving into honorable mentions.
Yeah.
Do either of you guys have honorable mentions?
Let me bring up my list.
We got 2.
I've got a few.
Nope.
I'm sure I might think of one while you're talking, but
Harry, go ahead.
Is there
officially no.
Super Monkey Ball? Did they release
Yes.
that? Okay, cool. There's an honorable mention.
That would have been on
Monkey
your
Ball.
top 5 list. That would have been your number 5.
No.
No,
It
it
didn't
is
make
number
the
three.
Oh,
No,
shit.
number 4. I had 3.
There you go. There's Steve's number 3. Super Monkey Ball.
That's
Is that
4. God damn it.
Okay, fine. Fuck it. It's somewhere on your incomplete list.
There's something about like a monkey and a ball, and it's pretty super. So we're done.
I'm sorry that not all of us really bought into this fucking shitty ass console.
Stop wiping your beard on the microphone.
The glasses aren't much better. He starts licking the. I'm not actually licking this thing.
Oh, just making me think about Outbreak again. I said Soul Calibur 2.
There's about to be an outbreak of cum in my pants.
Surprise! It's infectious.
Here comes File 2!
Oh, boy. And then I said Hunter the Reckoning as another honorable mention.
It's a great game.
It's not as
the
good as,
Reckoning.
again, the PlayStation 2 equivalent, because they had New Game Plus in
And PlayStation.
yeah. This did not. As soon as you beat the game, characters
Yeah,
all reset.
congratulations.
Yeah, I don't know. You finally get leveled up characters that have all their abilities, and you're like, oh, I can't do anything with them now. The game's over.
That's another game that I played with you.
Yeah.
I did a lot.
Oh shit. Okay.
Steve
Okay.
played Hunter the Reckoning with me as well.
Yeah.
Not on GameCube. You played it on PlayStation.
On
we
PlayStation.
we got really baked
Yeah,
and played a lot of that.
Yeah, we did. That's why I'm like, this sounds incredibly familiar.
Yeah, I know.
And the reason I don't
We
remember
did it at that apartment where we did like the Mountain Dew, like where we used to smoke
at
the
the
Hulk
Duck
in the-
Hunt?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
That was
That's
Steve's
my,
fucking sweet ass cedar closet.
yeah,
Yeah.
with the Incredible Hulk.
That was kind of a cool apartment.
That was a
was.
really I like that one. Yeah, that was senior year. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. No, that was pretty fucking dope.
Yeah.
Want to play some
Anything
Duck
else?
Hunt?
Oh, yeah, you got any?
Just those two.
All right.
Okay. I have a few. Bloody Roar, Primal Fury.
Ooh, bloody roar.
Yeah.
Ooh.
This was one of my favorite fighters of the Bloody Roar franchise.
Yeah.
But it was really cool because mid combo you could kind of turn into whatever your animal was for the character, and then do a bunch of really strong fucking attacks.
It was graphic, if I remember.
Yeah,
right?
it was very graphic, and there was also a 3D side scroller beat 'em up variant in this version that you could kind of do as well, and that was always a lot of fun.
All right. God, I haven't heard that title in so long.
Another one is Godzilla Destroy All Monsters Melee.
Oh yeah, I remember playing this with you.
Yeah, that was another one that I love Godzilla, and it's literally
It's like Godzilla, King Kong, like
Godzilla, King Kong, a bunch of the different Godzilla enemies,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and then a bunch of like just kind of more generic like Japanese like Voltron and like there was like some Gundams and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
And you're just in a giant city,
Yeah.
and you're just ripping the city apart, brawling against each other. You can run over and like there were like different like elements. So like if you were Godzilla and you got near the power plant, you would get more powerful. and stuff
okay.
like that.
So like environmental things.
Yeah,
Huh.
yeah. It was
All right.
it was really cool.
yeah. It was like a I would call it like a 2.5D fighter.
Okay.
Because you have like regular 2D, but you could move like forward and back, but you're always in a 2D thing, but you could still traverse across the city.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and fun fact, I did a presentation in school because they were asking us what we wanted to be when we like got.
When I
like,
grow up,
went
I
to-
want to be a
went-
kaiju.
went to- well, no, I said I wanted to do video game programming, and so I did my presentation of me videotaping this off of my TV, where I just had like that game playing in the background. I was like, "Yeah, I want to design stuff like this. Isn't this super cool?"
Good look at Full Sail.
I wanted to go to Full Sail.
I know you did.
That's what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Skies of Arcadia Legends. I know I mentioned this on the Dreamcast version, but this is where I actually like really played it.
Okay.
Was on the GameCube. It's an absolutely fantastic game, but I mentioned it more on the Dreamcast. On my honorable mentions, and this is technically also something, I have the Resident Evil remakes on here. Well, the remake and Zero, as well as Beautiful Joe. I don't know if you guys ever played that.
Yeah.
Played what?
I played 3, I think.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Beautiful
Beautiful
Joe.
Oh.
It's like a weird superhero side-scrolling beat-em-up type game.
Okay.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's it for honorable mentions.
Cool.
All right. Does that take us into
Games that define.
console-defining games?
Yeah.
Honestly, the only one I have on here is just a repeat of number one. Is just Smash Brothers, just because
Of course.
Yeah.
just
sense.
juggernaut of a title on this
I think
console.
that's
A few games that I didn't play but are defining, in my opinion, are, as we mentioned, Luigi's Mansion,
Yep, I have that on my list.
Yeah. Good for you, Luigi. Again.
as well as as much as people hate it, I'll say, is Resident Evil 4. Like,
Yep, I have that on here as well.
it's not necessarily critically acclaimed, but it fucking made this console last as long as it did, which was still short. But like, it would have died way earlier without it.
Yeah, that was
Very
a fun
true.
game to watch, though. At least like because that was pretty much my only experience with that is like with when John was back from college and you two playing through it and like staying up to like the crack of literally dawn.
we played the game, or we beat the game in one set,
yeah,
start to finish,
when we were at when we lived at 393.
just passing sticks.
I used to play a lot of Resident Evil 4 Mercenaries. A ton of it at Dizzle's house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
God, another name I haven't heard in so long.
Yeah, because Resident Evil 4 was a console exclusive for like almost a year.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah,
I got it. I thought I got it on PS2.
Yeah, it
was
came out on
ex-
GameCube
It was
first.
exclusive for 10 months.
Yep.
Okay.
That's why I have it in here as a game definer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or a console definer. Because
So that was just specifically for GameCube for 10 months?
Correct.
Wow.
Correct.
Yeah.
And,
Wow.
And PlayStation was struggling to get it.
Yeah,
They
I-
were clamoring for it. Like they were
I bet.
really like
Yeah,
pushing
GameCube
for
had
it.
like a contract with Capcom to like produce 5 games. And like that was like their one game that was like the huge one of the 5 that they had to do that were going to be exclusives for GameCube.
Yeah, I'm sure Capcom was like, "Oh fuck, really? You're going to pick this?" And like, "Yeah,
well,
we are.
Well, what ended up happening?
we need it."
What ended up happening was Capcom was like, look, this is a critical success, but a commercial failure. We are ending our contract with you, and we are going
they
to
backed out.
Yeah, we're like, we're not doing the 5-game exclusive. We will continue to produce games for you, and they agreed to do the exclusives, which ended up being, I believe, 0 and the remake ended up being...
Yeah, they are just on GameCube.
Yeah,
so.
I think they honored
You
him
know
that
what?
way.
You know what? I think they probably skirted it because they re-released Resident Evil 2 and 3 as like up-resed games on this.
Well, you can get the remake on PlayStation now. You can get the remakes on PlayStation. You can't get 0. 0 is still a GameCube exclusive, but you can get 1 on PS4.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like they kind of it was a back and forth battle, but eventually it did break out to Resident Evil 4 is on like every fucking system that you can own
It's
since
ridiculous.
the GameCube.
That
The only place you can't play it is the Switch.
Yeah, that's actually coming out.
Is it?
Yes,
Really?
it is.
It's hilarious.
why at this point? Like,
because people that
so
sit around and
old.
be like, I haven't played that in so long. I'd play that again, and
I'd
that's
throw
why.
$10 at it, which is basically what most of the remakes are now.
Because you could buy it on the Wii Shop, but they shut the Wii Shop down.
Right.
And
yeah, because my roommate in college,
The Tripper,
his name eludes me.
Leo.
Leo,
thank you.
yeah.
He was playing it
Got
on
you,
Wii,
boss.
and I thought that was kind of weird to play it on the Wii.
you're like, what are you doing with motion controls?
Yeah, I was like, what is going on?
All right, so I kind of alluded to this, but Resident Evil 0 is also on here as a console definer because it's the only place that you can play that game. Also, Zelda Wind Waker. I know you guys might not have any like reverence for that game.
I have it. I think Kyle accidentally gave it to me.
That sounds about right.
I played a bunch of it, and it is a fantastic game, and it is very different from your normal
Yeah, that was where it was kind of more of like the
It's the cel-shaded one.
Yeah.
cell shaded, and you're instead of like running around like Hyrule, you're on the seas of Hyrule.
Yeah, I remember him being like on the boat or
Yeah.
like a raft with the sail or whatnot. Yeah.
Super Mario Sunshine, because that's the Super Mario that came out on this system. Pikmin.
Oh, Pikmin.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pikmin came out on this, which is like futuristic lemmings essentially.
Yeah.
Talked about it in Genesis, yep.
The Animal Crossing. The Animal Crossing for GameCube was huge and actually resurrected that from being almost a like Game Boy style game to being like a real prominent console game it is today. Like the Animal Crossing on Switch is just
It's a juggernaut.
It's a juggernaut.
Ask
like
me how I know.
Dude, me too. And also the last one had to give her props
does
on
Becky
here.
play?
No, she doesn't.
Okay.
My Switch isn't there yet though.
Okay.
So once my Switch is there, I bet if her and Amanda start talking about it, she'll end up playing. Anyway,
cool.
I'm sure they've talked about it already.
I had to give Samus her props. Metroid Prime, which was an absolutely fantastic must-play on GameCube.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. That's one I never played, but I always was interested in because that was the first like first-person shooter Metroid.
Yeah, I
essentially.
remember
Yeah.
that now that you actually say it, because I think I probably just scrolled through it past the list because I was looking for things that seemed familiar to me. But I remember there being like a very huge like storm that surrounded Metroid Prime, being like, here we go, like we're bringing this series back.
Yes,
Because I don't think there was a Metroid game for 64, was
there
there?
was not.
Okay,
There was
yeah.
not.
Yeah, so I think that was where it was like really, like putting itself in the forefront. It's like we're bringing it back again, and it revived the series.
There hadn't been a game since mid Super Nintendo with Super Metroid.
Yeah.
And so people were fucking stoked.
Yeah.
They were like, "Oh, we're gonna do like something a little different. It's gonna be a little first person." And I remember when that game came out, I went to go buy it the day of launch, and I went to 3 different places and no one had it.
Oh, wow.
And that was actually an issue for the first month that game was out. Because
Couldn't keep it in stock?
Yeah, no one could keep it in stock. So.
Yeah.
And nothing video game related was ever out of stock again.
Yeah, never.
Yeah. I did want to add Soul Calibur 2 to that list.
Yeah.
For the sense that I think Link was the power pick of the three, like by a long
For
shot.
Soul Calibur 2, yeah.
Yeah. It could be debated, but I feel like that was what most people gravitated towards. I also want to add, I think it's a love it or hate it type of game. But Mario Kart Double Dash. I think that was like a
I love
standout.
Double Dash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't play a ton of it, but I thought it was a cool.
I played it on DS.
Okay.
I think this was the only console that I never actually played a
Mario Kart on?
Mario Kart on. Excuse me. When did they start adding like the where you could like
The gliders and stuff?
Yeah,
On Wii.
7.
that was Wii.
Yeah.
I think it was 7. Mario Kart 7.
All right, because it was pretty much I think it was pretty much 64,
Yeah, I
and
think
then like I skipped this entirely for
Yeah.
any sort of Mario Karts. Although I do remember hearing like a lot of friends talk about like Double Dash, like specifically.
DLC for Mario Kart comes out this week, or this month, I think. I'm fucking excited for it.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Fine. I don't know if I have any other console defining outside.
Yeah,
of that.
I just don't play Mario Kart as much as I used to, and Odin's not really super into it.
Oh,
Man,
I did
Man and
want
I
to
play a
mention
lot.
they did release another Star Fox on this system.
Star Fox Adventures.
Yes.
I think it was like a pretty
was-
big failure.
It was more like Zelda than Star Fox. It
Yeah.
was weird.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Because I was scrolling through the list, and I also saw that they released. Because I think we talked about it, maybe for the Super Nintendo or something else. Like another F-Zero,
Yeah.
and
Yep.
then I was like, oh, there was an F-Zero.
I think the
on
same
there?
company that did the Metroid Prime did the F-Zero.
Okay.
I could be wrong,
Yeah.
but I think that's what happened there.
Interesting.
Yeah, there were two companies that like really figured out how to unlock like the best graphics on the GameCube, and it was Capcom. Capcom, Silicon Knights as well, and the company that did Metroid.
Gotcha.
I can't remember their name all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the system had some really good graphics, though. If you could capitalize on them, I feel.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah. It also had a lot of really bad looking games.
Yeah.
But like,
Yeah.
you look at the like Resident Evil 0, Resident Evil 1 remake, Resident Evil 4. They all played incredible, and they all contended with Xbox and PS2 at the time.
And there was a lot of games that were basically like, this should have just or could have just been an N64 game.
Yes.
Retro Studios
Yes.
was Metroid Prime.
Retro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They almost went under right before like Nintendo bought them
Yeah.
to do Metroid Prime.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they were like developing like 5 games at a time, but like had nowhere near enough developers to actually do that.
Oh god.
And they were like just canceling projects after project after project. But like Nintendo was like, hey, we've seen some of the things you do, and we like the kind of ideas you have. We're gonna buy you, and they bought them for like $1 million, which
Oh,
is
God.
like
Got a
nothing
deal.
for a studio.
Yeah.
And then they made Metroid Prime, which
Yeah,
was like
and made Nintendo
basically a fucking steal.
They got their money back super fucking quick.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Dig it. Oh, this was a fun trip.
Yeah, it was. Join us in 2 weeks for Horizon Forbidden West.
We going West Coast, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, fucking love you guys.
Stay lovely.
Stay sexy.
Stay safe.
Thanks for listening. Be sure to follow us on social media and all streaming platforms at Superfun Podcast for more episodes. If you enjoyed the show, tell a friend about us and consider becoming a Patreon member for more exclusive content.